Hey guys, I hope you're all doing so well. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sav and this channel is all about the behind the scenes of my small business, Matchy Australia. I have another podcast style story time video for you guys today because I'm in the middle of restocking my shelves. So I have a exciting vlog coming for you next week. But in the interim, it's time to get your mint slice bickies, have a cup of tea, and we are just going to have a story time together about what I thought at the time was going to be the most scary thing to ever happen to my business. And it turns out I survived. So I definitely want to share this story with you guys because it is something that a lot of small businesses, creatives go through. And I want to let you know that it's not as scary as it seems. So let's get straight into it. So I am going to be sharing how my designs ended up on Shein. So if you guys don't already know, Matchy Australia is a quilted travel bag brand and everything is made by me. So I literally quilt the fabric, make the patterns, design all of the prints. Literally everything to do with my business so far to this day has been done by myself. I have shared a little bit about my story and how I got here on my channel before, but basically I went to university and I studied a dual degree of journalism and e-media. So I learned all about online content creation, website design, traditional design, journalism. Pretty much everything I do on my day-to-day, I actually learnt at uni, which is something that I'm super proud of to have continued what I studied at uni into my day-to-day life. I originally went to university to become a fashion blogger, so that might come out in a few of my pursuits later down the track. But for now, everything I do is 100% genuinely myself because it is what I've been wanting to do for the longest time. Sewing, I have been sewing like my whole life, obviously, and I took it more seriously in my early 20s, so later in life in my early 20s. Like most people when they're getting into sewing or starting their own business, I did start out by purchasing my fabrics from a local craft store. A major one in Australia is Spotlight, but I also source them from markets, op shops, things like that. And because of my design skills, I've always wanted to design my own prints for the business, which is when I relaunched Matchy, I relaunched with my own designs. Something that you will come across with business, especially if you're designing products yourself, it is like kind of lingering in the background, especially when you share a lot of content online, is getting copied or getting duped or having your designs end up on Shein or Alibaba. By the way, I love how Americans say Alibaba. They're like Alibaba. I really like how they say it. We just say it kind of in a bogan way, which is like Alibaba. But anyway, and having your products duped or put on these websites is a genuine fear for small businesses. And in all honesty, it was like my biggest fear. I thought it was going to be the end of the world if my designs ended up on Shein or Alibaba. Going into this, and as someone who hand illustrates and creates the patterns for my bags myself, I was very protective of my prints, which therefore made being duped or being put on these websites a genuine fear of mine. And it is actually the 1 year anniversary to this day I'm recording. On the 13th of October 2024, I think it was a Saturday or a Sunday, I was innocently, maybe it wasn't, it was during the week, I can't remember. I was innocently scrolling my phone on the weekend and I came across an Instagram ad that featured a cosmetic bag, quilted cosmetic bag containing my Margot print. So my Margot print was hand illustrated by me and my heart sank because I could tell that this fabric was not my cotton fabric, but it was my design. So that means that obviously my fabric manufacturer hasn't been on selling my designs. My design file somehow got in the hands of a distributor and it got on sold to this small business. I could instantly tell this small business's items were not handmade. So there is just absolutely no way that they had like stumbled across my fabric somewhere. I immediately knew how this potentially could have happened. So last year I was exploring manufacturing. I have done so much research in manufacturing overseas, and it is a wild world over there. You can get the cheap stuff, you can get really expensive stuff. There is just like, it is a whole new world, and I was very naive, very new to it at the time. I had no advice whatsoever. And essentially I was scrolling Alibaba and I saw a quilted bag business manufacturer, and I unknowingly just sent them my print file to get it printed and sampled on a large duffel bag. Duffel bags are something I want to come out with for Matchy, but without a long arm quilting machine, which is an investment I cannot afford to make right now, it is incredibly hard to make these duffel bags. I also want my bags to have more pockets, more straps, things like that. And pockets and straps are something that utilizes so much more material. And if I were to put that material into the cost of the item, how I'm currently doing everything, my duffel bags would be $350 plus. And it also takes a really long time to make, and me making the duffel bags myself, I don't really have the capacity to do right now. So exploring manufacturing for the duffel bags was something I was keen to do. And I didn't give myself enough time and research, but the best way to do something obviously is to jump head in first and learn, although you can make these really sad mistakes. Essentially, I gave the Margot file to this manufacturer and I got the duffel bag sampled. I obviously received the sample and the quality was terrible. I didn't give them any instructions on what I wanted the duffel bag to look like, because that would have come later in the sampling process. I essentially wanted them to give me something of like whatever they like advertised, just so I could see the quality of the material and the quality of the construction. And it was so bad. Like, it was definitely a really cheap duffel bag. Because I made the mistake of giving them my file, it meant that they had printed a decent amount of fabric in order to make the sample for me. Because I didn't go ahead with the bag, they had to do something with that fabric. And what they have done is put it in a large database catalog. If your business model is purchasing what a manufacturer offers without making any customizations, you are then handed a catalog from these manufacturers, and basically the manufacturer says, hey, this is the designs we have, these are the products we have, choose what you want and we'll put your logo on it. This then affords a small business to purchase small quantities, because that manufacturer has the ability to sell that design and that product to multiple businesses. So that's how they earn their money. Obviously, this business model has flaws, but no shade to businesses that decide to do this, because if you're a business that has a lot of products, obviously this is an affordable way to expand your product range, and it is just a different form of business model. So essentially, this manufacturer has put in their catalog my Margot print. They have then distributed their catalog to the small businesses on their roster, and then these small businesses have selected to purchase that print. What the small business failed to do was notice that my logo was literally on this print, and I had a little M on that was drawn into the illustration of the bear, and obviously the manufacturer didn't pick this up before putting it in, or I don't know what happened, but yeah, they literally printed my file and they've unsold it. So this small business was actually selling an item with somebody else's logo on the print, and they've thought the Margot print was cute, on trend. It was bows, it was bears, of course it was on trend, and they've purchased it for their small business, and then it has then arrived to them, and she was now selling it in her market stall, online, doing advertising with it and everything. I reached out to this small business, and unfortunately, this is where I come into the legal battle of everything. Obviously, I'm a small business. I do not have a legal budget for these kinds of battles. The issue is if you change a design by 20%, you can get away with duping designs, which is how big department stores and retailers, that's how they dupe it, because they can imitate your design, change it by 20%, and then they're able to resell it for commercial use to get around copyright laws. I'm not really too sure why this rule isn't more harsh. I think distinguishing colors and things like that should be more of a protected item. But anyway, the design itself was my intellectual property, so I was protected under that if I wanted to take this further, but I decided not to in the end just because of the costly process it would have been. And I caught it pretty early. I had a look at her Instagram. She wasn't selling it for too long, and after I messaged her, she was kind enough to remove the product from her website. If she still sold that item today, I probably would look into doing some sort of legal action. Anyway, moving forward. So that is how I discovered how easy it was for my print to end up in the wrong hands if I wasn't careful. I have never made that mistake again. My Margot print was probably such a popular print. It sold so well within Matchy to the point I've thought about bringing it back. I was unable to dupe it myself because I had to change fabric printers. So that meant I couldn't match the colors myself. I've tried to bring it back in the Tia print, but I am thinking about bringing it back as like the traditional Margot print, just with the different colors, now that it has been long enough and I don't have an audience that is like too familiar with what the old one used to look like. I have seen other businesses on TikTok bring out similar bow and bear prints in the same like construction as the Margot print, which does make me a little bit sad, but again, they have every right to bring out a trendy bow and bear print because at the end of the day, it's adorable and I love the Margot print. I had to discontinue the Margot print and I kind of just cut my ties, cut my losses, and moved forward with what I'm best known for and do best, which is designing unique, adorable prints. Earlier last year, around July, I did also find photos of my products that I have taken with my own two hands were on Alibaba and Shein. If you guys don't know what Shein and Alibaba are, I'll start with Shein. Shein is basically a massive marketplace website where you can get anything and everything. It's direct to consumer, which means if you don't have to be a business person to purchase from these websites, they only sell one item, so you're just buying one t-shirt and you can literally buy anything and everything at an incredibly affordable price. They do this because they essentially are in control and they have their own manufacturing towns and they're all governed by Shein. So Shein is in control of all the production, which is why they can get it out so fast. Alibaba is a direct-to-business website. Don't be confused with AliExpress because AliExpress is direct-to-consumer. It's kind of like Etsy. Like if you think of it that way, like as a business, you create your own Etsy account and then you sell to people through the Etsy website. That is what Alibaba is for manufacturers. So the manufacturer creates an account and then they get put into contact with a business owner that is going to purchase from them. So what they tend to do is, because they're not going to make one of everything they have the capability of manufacturing, they pull photos from the internet, probably like Google Images, or they have their own databases where, for example, in the context of quilted makeup bags, they might just Google quilted makeup bag, take a photo of a quilted makeup bag and put it on their website, because although they don't manufacture that exact quilted makeup bag, they can manufacture quilted makeup bags. So that is how my product ended up on Alibaba. Is the girl that worked in the reception or like the sales office for this manufacturer followed me on Instagram and liked my product and my photos. So, and this is through, like, she admitted this to me when I further investigated and got it taken down quite successfully, is she followed me on Instagram, she screenshotted my Instagram photos and my website photos, and then she put them into her database for her manufacturer, which then got uploaded to their manufacturer profile. So there is no association with this manufacturer. I didn't even get the sampling done through that manufacturer whatsoever. She just followed me on Instagram and then took my photos from Instagram and put them to sell to people on her manufacturer. And I said to her, like, because I was a little bit naive and not really sure how it all worked, I was like, you can't produce my bag. And she said, we know, but we can make bags. So yeah, they couldn't replicate my bag, but they used that to demonstrate that they can sell quilted make bags. I was more comfortable with having those products on those websites because there was absolutely no way that you could press order on those websites and you would get the product that I deliver. It would have looked different. It would have felt different. It just would not have been the same because they do not have those design files to recreate those products. My message to you, business owner, creative, person interested in Matchy, is that there is a lesson in all of this, and that was at the time something I thought to be my most scary, challenging business hurdle. And I was very naive to the fact that it's really not that bad. At the end of the day, you are going to get duped, you are going to get copied, you are going to get you are going to influence other people, and it is on that person, business owner, company, and their moral compass of how far they're going to take that copying, that duping, and things like that. And that is a reflection on them, and it is not a reflection on you. I hate when people would tell me, you know, copying is the biggest form of flattery. It is not flattering in any capacity. This is hard work. This is sweat. This is tears. This is thousands and thousands of dollars that I have poured into, and hours, thousands and thousands of hours I have poured into learning these skills, producing these products. So it is not flattering when someone copies something. Absolutely, I am flattered that I can inspire someone, because this business, this direction, this like lifestyle has changed my life. Everyone goes through different journeys and different forms of growth and self-development. And what I have experienced with Matchy, I wish for everyone, whether it is through your own business, whether it is through your career, finding confidence in yourself and having the courage to do something different is what I hope I'm inspiring people to do. Flat out copying a business, flat out copying designs is not flattering to me. I think it is a cop-out and it is cheap and it is just hurtful for that small business. And I need to correct myself as I keep going. It is not like, if you see my business and you make makeup bags and you're like, oh, I really like peaches as well, I want to do something with peaches on it, and you do a completely different peach design, but the peaches were inspired by Matchy. Absolutely. I'm not talking about that, because that is trends, that is seasons, that is not copying. Copying is like taking my artwork and putting it on your product. So that is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about copying. And also duping. Obviously, duping culture is massive, particularly here in Australia. And for some reason, it is okay to dupe things, and people are almost seeking the dupe over the real thing. Budget-wise, the dupes are so much more appealing because they are cheaper. But I can tell you now, they are not the quality of the original design and the original product. Like, for example, with makeup, if you're duping makeup, you're not getting that same formula. What I don't understand about the big brands that do the duping, but I don't understand how these businesses don't have someone working for them that make their own patterns, that make their own prints. Like, they have so much money to do this. Like, why not make a design, make a pattern, make a print that is unique? Do have it on good authority that I had a friend throughout university that worked for one of these massive, it wasn't the department stores that are in like shopping centres, but it was a massive business, Australian business. Not her job, but she witnessed how the design worked. And basically they were on the websites of these small Australian fashion labels, and they were taking screenshots of the garments and sending it off to their manufacturer and saying, hello, we'd want something like this. And then they go through copious amounts of sampling process to actually get it to fit. And then they bulk produce that copied item. And that was incredibly eye-opening, because it is just as simple as saving money and getting it to the masses. So mass producing an item. That goes on in our world. It has to go on in our world because we have a society and a world where everyone is at different financial positions, lifestyle positions. Like, we do different things. So these products do need to be available. I'm not saying they are bad. I'm saying that it is very eye-opening and sad that it is as simple as, like, if you're a small fashion label and you might not have too many followers, you will still get targeted. You will still get duped. If your product is popular, it will still get duped, because these people are experts in forecasting trends and knowing what's trendy. But because they don't have the pattern makers, the print makers, etc. on their team, they're letting you do that work, and they're just taking that image and giving it to their manufacturer overseas, which kudos to those manufacturers. They can literally make anything from a photo, which I think is pretty cool, but at the same time, very, very dangerous in the wrong hands. Hopefully you guys got something out of this. I love doing these little podcast episode things. I think they're really cool. I definitely want a podcast, and if you guys have been watching my vlogs, you would know I am currently in the middle of producing a book club podcast with my older sister, Tamika. We're just having the time of our lives practicing this. It is a really hard project, if I'm being honest with you. I thought podcasting would be as simple as turning on the mic, pressing record, but it's not. So especially working alongside someone, it has been so much fun. So I'm really excited to bring the podcast to you guys soon. It will be a video podcast and an audio podcast. And if you read books like me, or you like listening to audiobooks, if you want to give the first book a read, it is from memory, The Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. That is the first book that we review on the book club podcast. I will have more information on it very soon. I'm hoping to launch it really soon. I just have to finish a few things, tie a few things up, but it's definitely taken a lot longer than I expected. I think we started this project, we wanted to do it like July, August. I'm not really sure when, but it will come to you hopefully around the Christmas period. So when you're relaxing and reading, you will have someone to talk to about the books that we read together. Please stay tuned for my vlog next week. And yeah, while I'm here, I just want to say a huge thank you for all of your support on last week's vlog. I have gotten emails, DMs, comments regarding what I touched on in last week's vlog and my tearful end to the vlog. And I just want to say a huge thank you for all of your support. It truly means the world. A lot of the time, the people that were commenting on that vlog are not the ones that comment every day. It was so good to hear from the silent watchers. And I really, really appreciate it so much, more than you know. I honestly couldn't believe the support. I think it was really cool, and I'm not going to be giving up, guys. It's going to take a lot more than a hard week for me to give up, but I just wanted to keep it really honest with you, because that's what happens sometimes. And if I didn't show that side of the business, the joys and triumphs wouldn't be as golden, would they? All right, guys, I'm going to leave this there. Hopefully you learned something. Don't be too scared of things ending up on these websites. Yeah, no one can copy you because you are special, you are unique, you are amazing. Whatever journey you are on right now, whether it's business, personal, career, I hope you find self-confidence and know that you can do anything. I truly mean that. Okay, bye guys. I'll see you all next week.